Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alina and today I'm going to show you how to make this corset waist detail blazer, or we can just call it fitted waist detail blazer. That works too. Basically, I just got inspired by the designer blazer, which costs about 500 bucks, but as a regular average human being, I just don't have thousands of dollars to spend every month for new clothing. So I just went to my favorite thrift store and found this men's blazer for 8 bucks and decided to try to make something similar to this designer blazer I liked. And let's start. And that's the blazer I had to work with, just a regular men's blazer from a thrift store. By the way guys, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a video about my favorite thrift stores in Brooklyn and in New York in general. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so that's the designer blazer I was telling you guys about before. This one actually has a corset waist, but then I found another one really similar from Zara, which just has really fitted waist detail, which I really like. I like it even more than the previous one. So I decided to try to recreate this version. By the way, price is also not really affordable, $830 for this blazer. And after I watched a couple YouTube videos how to make darts on the pants, I decided also to use a dart system here on this blazer, because as I can see on the picture, they use also darts on the waist. So for that, you have to measure first your waist, and then you have to measure the waist of the blazer. So my waist is 27 inches and the blazer's waist is 20.5 inches each side, so the total is 41 inch. And then we have to remove the difference, so 41 inch minus 27 inches, which is my waist, and we have 14 inches. And then we have to split this amount in 3 ways, because we're gonna have 2 darts in the front side of our blazer and 1 in the back. So 4 inch is the amount of our darts for each of the 3 sides. Also, this 4 inches I want to split into again, because I want to have 2 darts on every of these 3 sides. So now I'm pinning the beginning and the end of my darts. Personally, I want them to be 5 inches long. If you want them to be like 3 or 4 inches long, that's totally fine, it's up to you. And for me it was kind of easy, because the level I wanted it to be like from the under breast level and like to go through all the waist. As you can see, it's the levels of my bottoms, so they just pinned it there, and it was exactly 5 inches long. And then you have kind of like to step aside from the edge for 3 inches. That's the point where the dart is gonna start. And then you also have to add 2 extra inches, because that's the inches we were talking about too. And that's 2 inches, it's the width of our dart. So you just pin it there, and that's fine, like you can pin however you feel like. The point is that later from the inside of your blazer you have to draw it with some chalk or with the piece of soap. If you don't have chalk, that's totally fine. Like personally me, I don't have chalk at home, so I'm gonna use the soap. You can use any soap you have, like I mean soap in the bars, that kind of soap. Yeah, so you just need a little piece of it and that's gonna work fine. And then you do the same exactly like we did with the first dart, but from the shoulder part. You step aside 3 inches and then 2 inches extra and pin everything. And then you open the inside part of your blazer where you can see all the pins, and that's the moment you need the chalk or the piece of soap. So you have to draw where you pinned it, and also just use again the ruler or the measuring tape just to double check that all the pins are at the right places, that it's all the same 5 inches, 2 inches, that everything is right. And now everything kind of looks a little bit funny, like an H letter. That's how it should be. Then later you have to flip this H kind of like in half, so you will have line to line. And like when it's line to line, you have to pin it. And that's basically how the darts should look like. And then you just have to repeat everything for the other side of the front part of the blazer. The back side is going to be a little bit different because we're going to have only 2 darts there, and this middle line, that's the line you have to step aside to the left and to the right 3 inches, and then to add 2 inches to the each side, so that's the width of our darts. And to repeat everything from the inside, like to draw this H letters inside of the blazer. And also when you draw in the H letter, don't forget like to double check all the measurements with the ruler or measuring tape. And when you're done with that, you just have to remove all the pins and pin the lines together, line to line. So you're taking this H letter and like flip it in half so it's line to line, and then you pin these lines together, and that's the lines you have to sew later. So you do the same exactly thing with all the H letters you have from the inside of the blazer, as you can see on the video. So you do exactly the same. And also I would just recommend you to try it on before actually sewing it, but be careful with all these pins inside. So I like the way it looks. It fits me right, almost. It's a little bit loose on the waist, and also I have this a little hole in between of the bottoms. I just have to remove the bottoms and put them in different positions. And also I decided to make the darts in the back not 2 inches but 3 inches, because, well, it's a little bit loose in my waist and I want it to be more fitted. But in general everything looks good, and I guess it's time to finally sew it. So basically you just have to sew these lines we pinned before, and don't forget to use the back stitch every time you start sewing and every time you finish it, so your stitch is gonna be like secured and nothing's gonna fall apart later. So I'm done with sewing. I think it looks really good and it fits me way better when I took 3 inches instead of 2 in the back. And also now I just have to remove the bottoms and just put them in different positions to remove this hole in the middle. And it's finally ready. I really like the way it looks, and especially I love the fact that I didn't spend $500 on this. I only spent $8, and I'm pretty much happy with the result. Also, I think it looks more stylish than the regular men's blazer, and you know, just something new, something more interesting. And let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video and if you'd like to see more tutorials like this. I would appreciate any feedback. And thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon back on my channel.